Hey, Sanford here, and welcome to Intrepid, your mental wealth class. Now remember, mental wealth is about your mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional health. And today we're going to be talking about the volatile and silent relationship between race and mental health. We are going to look at the pillar of mental health and how it relates to the stigma we carry around about race. Now, according to the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, stigma is a mark of disgrace that sets a person apart from others. When a person is labeled, they are no longer seen as an individual, but part of a stereotyped group. Negative attitudes, beliefs toward this group create prejudice, which leads to negative actions and discrimination. Now, according to the Collins Dictionary, if a person or something is stigmatized, they are unfairly regarded by many people as being bad or having something to be ashamed of. Now, I assert that part of the reason race and racism is such a volatile and avoided topic is because it breaks down the moral fabric of who we make ourselves to be or believe we are. To be thought of hating a particular group because of their race leaves you with a bit of a label on you, and you feel that you're looked at that one way all the time. So we lie, we don't open up or share with a variety of people who could help or that could give us insight, and we stick to old, outdated beliefs that keep us shut down and in fear. This is the same exact reason there is so much stigma when it comes to mental health. So people lie about it, they don't openly talk about it, they live shut down and in fear. Stigmas associated with mental health issues come from misguided views that these individuals are different from everyone else. Early beliefs about what caused mental health issues included demonic and spiritual possession, which led to caution, fear, and discrimination. Perhaps because mental illnesses are simply not concrete as physical illnesses, they are often not taken as seriously. Contrary to this popular belief, mental illnesses are actually a disease that must be treated seriously as physical disease, such as cancer and heart disease. According to the CAMH, the Center for Addiction and Mental Health, here are 7 things that you can do to reduce stigma. Know the facts. Educate yourself about mental illnesses, including substance disorders. Be aware of your attitude and behaviors. Choose your words carefully. Educate others. Focus on some positives. Support people. Include everyone in the conversation. Now, take a moment about those and listen to these. 9 ways to fight the stigma around race. Talk openly about race and racism. 2, educate yourself and others. 3, be conscious about your language. 4, encourage equity in physical and mental behaviors. Show compassion to those who are trying to change their racial ignorance or bias. 6, choose empowerment over shame. 7, be honest about how you treat other races. 8, let the media know when they are being racist. And 9, don't harbor self-racist fears and shame. Now, some factors that influence stigma. Okay, and these come from the National Center of Biotech. Okay, and what they say are some of the things that influence stigma are blame. That's a huge one. Stereotype is also a very dangerous thing and very unpredictable. Knowledge about mental and substance use disorders. Okay, these influence. Contact and experience influence stigma. Media betrayals influence stigma. Racial ethnicity and culture. Now, the 2 topics that I feel our world is sick and disconnected around his race and mental illness and injury. So many of us want to hear what those scientists and those with PhDs or a bunch of letters in front of their names have to say. And while I have a great respect for those who have endeavored to high levels of academic education, most of them don't live and move around the world that so many of us do who deal with racism and mental illnesses on a day-to-day basis. It's important to bring race and mental health back to its humble beginnings and address it from the grassroots perspective. Now, we can do this through people who live and are affected on a day-to-day basis. That's exactly where I come from. Now, don't get me wrong, I have studied counseling and mental health from an academic perspective. Yet those courses and classes made it seem out of reach for people to actually reach healing and understanding. Just because there is more science behind racism and mental health doesn't mean it can change the moral and emotional stigma people have in their hearts and in their minds. No amount of schooling or science will change racism or mental health stigmas, okay? It is up to parents, teachers, diversity coaches, and advocates for race and mental health equality to show up and fight. Things those educators, coaches, and leaders can do to help our young people cope, talk about, and change the face of racism and mental health stigma for the better are: 1. Provide accurate historical context. 2. Examine racial stereotypes in people. 3. Mental illness happens to 1 in 4 people every day. 5. Show the impacts of intended harm. 6. Encourage students to be brave in calling out racist behavior. 7. Explain there are hierarchies within racism. 8. When it comes to mental illness and mental injury, our government knows there is no money in creating a cure. So we have to help heal each other by being honest, vulnerable, and connecting. 9. Be aware of students' racial trauma. 10. Model inclusiveness. 11. Show diversity. 12. Focus on change, not blame. Racial lies and mental health illnesses and injuries, truth must begin. I want to thank you guys very much for listening. Whether you agree or disagree, please leave a comment and share this candid look at race and mental illness and injury. We all have a purpose on this planet. So get busy living or get busy just hoping. Until we meet again, remember to always, always love your mission. Peace.